Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen to my review of Prey. This is the brand new Predator prequel movie. Supposedly his first hunt on Earth. This is released under Disney Hulu. It's on Disney Plus in the UK on Friday. I was wrong in some of my preview videos. Features Amber Midthunder, Dakota Beavers, and that's essentially it. Those are our two main. Obviously there are other people, but their characters are a little bit superfluous, so we're not really going to get into them that much. This will be a non-spoiler review, and I'll also do a spoiler review, sort of, really get my thoughts into it and get it out there. Now, a lot of people's instant sort of knee-jerk reaction when they saw the trailers and things like that was, it's woke, whammon, strong whammon, can't be bothered to watch it, it's under Disney, I'm not interested. And I feel like they've actually done themselves a really big disservice with how they've cut the trailer, because I didn't get like a lot of the stuff that's in the trailer and how it's framed in the trailer isn't really framed in the same context in the movie. And I feel like they've really shot themselves in the foot with that. It's bad marketing. Obviously, they're doing it for a reason. They think that they're going to catch all them dollars of those people that want to watch strong whammon movies, I guess. Strong Mary Sue whammon movies. This character's not a Mary Sue at all. Like, genuinely at all. Like a really good way to sort of explain this person's character journey is if you were to look at Alien to Aliens or Terminator to Terminator 2. We're introduced to a character that is either innocent to a certain degree, Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, innocent to a certain degree, still is a strong character in terms of their personality. Ellen Ripley had a strong personality. Sarah Connor not so much, actually. If you remember Terminator, she wasn't a hugely strong personality. It was Terminator 2, Judgment Day, that she really came forth into her own. And then this character, throughout the movie, becomes better and better and better through very key specific things which are written into the film, which she learns. So there's a lot of trial and error for this character. There's some good, some bad, but she's not a Mary Sue. And I feel like I've got to say that from the off, because I think a lot of people are put off by this movie straight away because of that. And that's a shame. I don't think you should not watch this movie because it's got, the woman lead through fear of her being a Mary Sue. She's not. It's actually written quite well in terms of her character journey. And again, the best comparison would be Alien to Aliens, Predator, not Predator. I was going to say Predator to Predator 2, but Alien to Aliens and Terminator to Terminator 2. That character growth from our female lead. How she becomes this sort of headstrong character. That's the best explanation. So anyway, Naru is Amber Midthunder's character, the lead, and Tabe is her brother, played by Dakota Beavers. Both actually do a really good job in this. They're very believable. Now, a lot of people have massive issues with this not being in Native American Comanche, whatever would be the right terminology. It's actually explained in the movie because we come across French fur trappers, and they speak French. And how we see the Comanche interact, they're speaking, although we perceive it as English, because it is in English, they are perceiving it in Comanche. So it's actually quite a good way to explain it. They're not actually speaking English. We are just watching it in English, if that makes any sense. There is a Native American cut to this, by the way, which you can watch. So just as a heads up for those that have massive issues with that, you can still watch that Native American version. The cinematography on this was very, very good. The music was very, very good. This film is far better than it has any right to be. I was genuinely impressed. Genuinely impressed. And I was really upset having watched that. It's a very good hour and a half. Very upset having watched that it's not on the big screen. Because I tell you what, I think this would have actually cleared up. I think this would have done really well. There are some really brutal moments from this feral predator. The predator in this movie. He's called the feral predator. And it is a he. He is... Yeah, I mean, we're seeing him do things which presumably the others have done. But because it's shot so well and it's really brutal, very visceral, it makes you really go, oh, wow, god damn, okay. You know, he's tackling wildlife and things like this, and you just go, oh. Like, it's really brutal. Just that alone was really brutal. How he picked off humans was absolutely disgusting. This is a very, very, very brutal film. Very brutal film. Very bloody. Very gory. Not gratuitous. Like, everything serves a purpose. It's very, very good. Now, this expands our sort of Predator mythos a little bit. Just enough as well, I think. It does ruin some Predator mythos in parts, which I can't really get to. But those familiar with the time period it's set will know that it is retconning an expanded universe story in the Dark Horse comics, which I think is a shame because this was greenlit under Fox, and it's a shame that Fox chose to do that because that comic's very good, very, very good, and they're changing that, and that does suck. But I don't think what they've done here is bad either. So the effects are really good, the acting is really good, the story itself is actually really good. This film has subtle nods. You know, if it bleeds, we can kill it. But that's about it. There are subtle nods. Remember The Predator. And remember, get to the choppers. You know, oh, you're an ugly mother. All this really, really painful nods to the original. This isn't that. This very clearly is its own movie, and I don't think it ever tried to hold a candle to the original. Like, they're really trying to do their own thing here. Now, it does follow a very similar trend to the original in some aspects. Like, it has a very similar narrative beat, which I've always said I wish they would get away from, but this film doesn't suffer because of it. And even though it follows the same narrative beat as the original, this still feels as earned as the original in its payoff. And that's as much as I can say really in spoilers. I really liked this film. I really liked the Predator design. I was really like, oh, maybe, I don't know. You know, because it's got this skull on its face. It's actually a biomask. It is actually a mask. You can see metal around the sides and things. It does look a bit different, this Predator. I'm still a little bit irked by the fact that they keep redesigning the Predators, but I liked this one. I've got to tell you, that performer in that suit did a very good job. Very, very, very good job. He was excellent. Ian White did all the others. He did the engineer in Prometheus, and he's done Wolf Predator, and you know he's done a fair few of these things before. He wasn't in The Predator, if I remember rightly. But he's been in these films before. He's good. This guy, I feel, is better. There's a real sense of athleticism to this Predator. A real sense of athleticism. The suit that this guy rocks, very, very well done. This is I think this is one of the best Predator designs in terms of how they've brought the costume to life since the second film. I'm not going to say since the original, because the second film had great Predator suits. The only difference here, or the only thing which I can say holds a slight candle to it, is the crucified Predator in Predators. But the problem with that Predator suit is they didn't have any animatronics really for the mouth. It was just sort of open. They have a lot of animatronics on this guy's face. 4 people were controlling it. And I don't think they went massively overboard. I think... I think it's a blend of cinematography and showing us just enough that makes it... made these people hold it back a little bit. Remember in AVP where there's just too much face stuff going on? They just linger on shots and you're like, whoa, that's too much. Go, stop. We don't want to see this too much. None of that. None of that. You want to see more of this Predator. You want to see more. Because they just linger long enough and then pull away. And you're like, damn, show me more. The Predator's trinkets and gadgets, very good. Very, very good. The way they work the lack of shoulder cannon, because we already know he doesn't have projectile energy blast weapons, into this, but still with the 3 laser dots. Oh, so good. I genuinely liked this film. I think the music was great. The original score didn't appear at all. But it didn't, again, because this is still really clearly trying to be its own thing whilst being in that universe, I don't think, it doesn't suffer from not having things like the original score. And that Silvestri score is amazing. It's a beautiful score. You know exactly what you're getting when you hear it. You're like, it's iconic. Yeah, I do think that this film worked. A lot of people will be like, what are you talking about? She couldn't take down a bear. How could she take down the Predator? You'll see it, and I know it sounds really lame me saying this, but you'll see why that bear interaction makes sense. Because I don't want to say in spoilers, she wasn't hunting the bear. That was circumstantial. She wasn't ready. But things happen throughout this movie that make her ready. The honor code is expanded upon again. It's a I tell you what, it's a tight film. I think Dan Trachtenberg's done a very good job with this. And I think people will watch this, especially now that it's on Hulu and things like that. Disney Plus in the UK, Canada as well, I believe. I think people will watch this and be really disappointed that they didn't get to watch this on the big screen. That's as good as a compliment I can give this film. And I think that's a really big compliment. So, yeah. I would say, if you've seen it, let me know. But you haven't. I have a screener for this. Like, what can I say? Is part of the perks of doing a channel like this. No, this wasn't given to me direct by Disney. Like, I have friends and people that work in certain areas that can access things which Disney wouldn't ordinarily send me, because Disney don't work with me. So don't think that this is shill. Like, this is absolutely nothing shilly here at all. And I really wish you guys would watch this. And I'm not ragging on the Critical Drinker, because he's great. I've done the After Hours podcast with him before. He's a great dude. I like the Critical Drinker a lot. But he was so wrong when he said, I bet they're going to team up against the Fur Trappers. Couldn't be more wrong. This is a very well written movie. Is there elements that are strong whammon? Yeah. Just like there are with Ellen Ripley. That's as good that is honestly as good a comparison as I can make it. Just like there are with Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor. It's not Ray, just turns up and is the best at everything. It's none of that. It's really not. Like, this character is genuinely learned. She does go through stuff to get where she goes. So anyway, I'm going to watch it a few more times before I do my spoiler review. So don't expect the spoiler review today. Maybe tomorrow, if I can, it's only an hour and a half, so I can probably watch it a few more times. So maybe expect it tomorrow, maybe expect it Wednesday. I've got to watch Bullet Train on Wednesday for you guys as well. So the spoiler review will be out before the movie. So again, for those that are really cynical, you'll get to hear it all. But let me know down below. I would genuinely recommend this movie. I don't say that lightly. Like, I didn't recommend The Predator. Like, I was entertained by The Predator. Just like I enjoy McDonald's, chips. Like, they're shit, but they're tasty. The Predator was entertaining. It's not a good movie. It's still shit. I wouldn't recommend that movie to anyone. This I can recommend. Like, it stands on its own. It's a decent film. Anyway, I know there'll be loads of haters now again. You're talking shit, man. I genuinely, I just say just wait. It's a very good film. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.